So when Pastor Brian came to me a few months ago and he shared with me his vision of having a discipleship class, and he called it Starting Point Class, I was super excited. I was discipled for a long time. The man of God who led me to the Lord used to work with me. And he led me to the Lord and he discipled me for 4 years. It was just amazing what he fed me. The amount of verses and subjects and Bible, I could not have enough of it. And at the time, I felt the Lord moving me to do the same thing to others. So that the blessing that I had received from this man of God, I just wanted to be the same blessing to others. So the Lord moved me to pull together a series of lessons. It was 13 lessons at the time. And I started teaching. And I say a while ago, this has been over 30 years. I was much younger than now. And I started teaching a discipleship class then. And I could see how the Lord was using this material to get Christians to grow in the Lord and to go and become disciples of Jesus Christ. I've always thought of Christians in two major groups. You have the Christians who get saved and decide to just stop right there and just feed on the milk of the Word of God, on just the simplicity and not move forward. But I've met those who wanted to be discipled and truly became disciples of the Lord. And they would come to church not to be served, but to serve. So when Pastor Brian said, Nick, we have this, I'm planning for this. Thank God for Pastor Brian. Thank God for the vision that God has given him. I was all over it.
I would say that the starting point class, my impression of that to start with, was to help me be able to approach people to bring them to Christ. I didn't realize what it was truly going to be when I got into it.
I really didn't know what to expect before the class started, and then it just opened my eyes to whole new ideas and what things really meant when it came down to it. It was an amazing 8 weeks that we went through.
We knew that it was for new believers and for them to learn about the beginning of their relationship with the Lord.
I figured since, I kind of grew up in church that it would be nothing that I didn't already know, but it really was not like that at all.
I think Brother Nick wanted us to come in as seasoned believers just to kind of add our input throughout the years, but at times it felt like we were learning all over again too.
Brother Nick was amazing on taking something that I would not understand and make it where I could understand it. He could take a passage and he could explain it down to a T.
We went through the first round of this class, and it was just amazing. I have never been so blessed by students who came to this class and listened, and the way the interaction was happening and what these people were absorbing. And it was a close group of people, and I was looking forward every Wednesday. It was just amazing to me. I just wanted to be in church, and I wasn't the one learning, I was the one teaching. So the blessing wasn't supposed to be to me, but ended up me being blessed the most among all of them being there. But the lessons were simple, but this is material that gives you the milk of the Word, the essentials of the Word, but then it allows you to go and be fed with the meat of the Word, allows you to truly become one of Jesus Christ's disciples.
We had a little booklet that we had to do, and we had homework, but it was not like what you would think. It was something that we looked forward to doing every week, just because it was things that we didn't know or things that it touched on a lot further than what we already did know.
The book and the material they give you, I still use it today. Literally, it's that good.
The book was amazing because you were able to actually not just do the homework, but learn from the homework, because you would go through and you would get your answers, and then in class, what you thought the answer was may not have been the correct answer. And Nick was amazing at explaining everything.
We studied subjects like salvation, the assurance of salvation, eternal security, the two ordinances, how to study the Bible, how to pray, how to give, when to come to church, and how to serve.
It gave very, very good points to discuss. So it was easy to go through the lesson and answer the questions and get the conversation in the class going amongst everybody. So that we really enjoyed that part too.
Nick opens the way for questions. So people feel comfortable asking questions that they can't ask anytime, anywhere. And he gives them the time, all the time they need, till they really get the answer. And this is great, and I see how the interaction is going, and I love it. And they get excited, and they from one question to another, and then someone else asks a question, and it turns out to be like, like a wonderful conversation about Bible essence, the faith, the true Christianity, how to apply what God says in the Bible, how to grow, the things that we need to understand to be better Christians and to be able to help others that need to know what the Bible is really all about.
And sometimes people think that they're asking the question to help themselves, but they're actually helping all the others around.
Right.
So they come up with questions sometimes I don't think of, but the discussion that comes afterwards is super helpful to everybody, including myself. And then it brings up other ideas or other thoughts that I hadn't thought of. So the lessons end up evolving into a different level of discussion with different depth and width and you name it.
And probably one of my favorite things was just the fellowship and getting to know everybody in that class, and the close-knit feeling that we accomplished with being in there with everybody. It was definitely something that we really enjoyed on Wednesday nights during the class.
The couples and the camaraderie that you build with the couples that are in there is outstanding.
We became friends, like it connected us. We had just begun coming here, and we didn't know a lot of people. We knew some, but not the people that we were in class with, and we were able to make connections with those people, and they became our people. Like, there are connections. Like, when something goes wrong, we have people that we can turn to, and they can give us advice from there.
Everyone in that class that was with us, I feel like we need to have a reunion each year. We're just that close.
Yeah.
So, and just go over the things we've learned and how we've used it. We haven't done that. I think that would be cool.
It's a great class to take because it will strengthen your connections here at Bethel. You make strong connections with the people that are in that class, and you grow closer to the Lord with this class. And it's something that going into this that I didn't think could really happen, but it definitely proved to be wrong.
I don't care where you are in your walk with Christ or how high educated you feel you are in the Bible, that class really taught me more than I knew before. I'm definitely a different Christian from that class. So, and I'm a better studier of the Bible since that class.
The class, it really is a starting point class, because it doesn't matter if you're a new believer, if you're new to the church, it doesn't matter if you've been coming to church. Even if you're struggling with something, it's a great class to sit through, because you can learn something that you may think is correct but isn't correct. It's a great teaching aid for anybody who's new or who has been going to church for years, because there could be something that you have misconstrued the whole time. I would definitely recommend the starting point class.
If you're a Christian who just got saved, or you've been in the Lord for the longest time and you've never been discipled, please come and join us. And I promise you, you will definitely be blessed.